a key part of my work is working on neighbourhood planning from a neighbourhood perspective and working with colleagues across at the City Council who also work on neighbourhood planning. So Noreen and Alice, who are here from planning, governance colleagues, and so on. A key focus of my work is about trying to really support groups, communities, residents who are interested in exploring neighbourhood planning. And that is from the initial stage when they're just maybe thinking about it as a possibility, not sure if it's something that might be relevant to them or not, just having an initial conversation, thinking about what it might mean for them and their area, how it might work, how it might connect with some of the things that are already happening in the area. So helping kind of think that through, but also to make some key introductions. That can include contacts within the community that they may not already have, but which we might have from a council and neighbourhoods perspective, but also unlocking the council. We know that the council can be quite a confusing place to access sometimes for communities and groups. And actually part of my role is making those introductions to area councillors, if you don't know your area councillors, and setting up some conversations and helping facilitate those conversations, but also with the relevant area planners who are working in this area of work too. So people like Noreen, Lawrence, who's not on the call today, and others. And that's really important because that enables a really joined up discussion from an early stage, and they can talk about what plans might already be in place in the area, which are really useful for groups to be aware of, and kind of really kind of think through how that all might sort of join up. A key other aspect is looking at what the area should be for a neighbourhood plan. And we really encourage groups to really take time with that and not rush to agree a boundary, but really discuss locally as widely as possible across the community about how people see their area, what they feel as a community. And that might cut across a number of wards. Sharanjit's here today, and we're going to come to Sharanjit shortly to talk about Soho and Hannesworth, which is in the early stages of developing a neighbourhood plan, but really kind of looking at what is the area and the community as it feels for residents and that community, and that's really important. So we encourage groups to take their time through that engagement early part of the step of the process, and really kind of get people's views and thoughts without leading that too directly, and saying this is our proposed boundary, what do you think, but actually having a more open discussion if possible. Also a key part of the process, which if you came to the first workshop that BCM hosted, you'll know, is around setting up a forum. And that also needs to have time put into that and to think about who actually should be on that forum, making that representative. Our groups don't have to work with us, but we encourage them to do so because we really think that helps to join up the process, and we can help support and advocate for the community as well. We can also help unlock and link into additional support within the council, within localism, for these different stages, but also currently through locality. It's going to be confirmed by government what the funding in route is beyond March, but actually there's support around technical support and specialists around planning who will be independent specialists for community groups to have and work with them to develop their neighbourhood plan, as well as support around engagement and so on. And we will work with those consultancies and supporters who are actually supporting those community groups as well as the community group themselves. So we try and work in a really joined up way. And as I said, it's through every stage of that process. So from the exploratory conversations, to the engagement phase, through to developing a plan, and just being around there to actually help and support. We don't tell people what should be in the plan, but we help them think that through and get information they might need to help develop their plan. And also then, if a plan isn't adopted, we then work on implementation. So making sure it doesn't just sit on a shelf somewhere, even a technical shelf, and really try and make sure it's in a live document, that people are aware of it locally within the council, and that we really work with planning and the local community group leading on that plan to actually keep that on the agenda and to update it as required. That's broadly what we do. And we tailor that support to be relevant and to suit whichever area it is we're working in or who's interested in exploring this. So it's not just one size fits all.